Welcome to Danielle Scraps. My name is Danielle and I'm glad that you're here. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and that bell so you don't miss another tutorial.
Hey there, welcome back. Remember this layout that I did January 10th? Definitely is missing some supporting characters, don't you think? So today I wanted to walk you through the steps of creating clusters that you can add on to your scrapbook layouts or even in your card making. All right, let's take a look at all of the items that I have out here to use. Ephemera packs, those come pre-printed, pre-punched. There's no fussy cutting, no stamping. Those are perfect. I have some scraps that I die cut out, some tags, if you will, and emboss them. What about those coloring in ephemera packs? Those are great. Some trinkets, like those bees, gold and silver ribbon. We have those dots. Any of those are great accent pieces for our elements here. When I am creating my clusters, one of the things that I really genuinely like to do is I like to put things in size groups. So what I'll do is I will spend a few moments here putting everything into small, medium, large, large, medium, small. This is going to help me later on as I try to build my cluster. I'll try to find a method when I'm creating my clusters that helps me decide where I'm pulling from out of these groups. So for example here, I have two large circles, a medium circle, and a small circle, and that's an even number, so I do try to stick to an odd number. So if I pull in a small, that gives me 5. So I have two large, two small, and a medium. So that will be my method that I will try to use to create my cluster. Now I'm not going to use the circles, all of them together. I'm just giving a point of reference that my clusters are going to have an odd number in them, and I want 2 large, 1 medium, 2 small. There's that 5. It's a good idea to bring in my layout here and just sort of replay or reorganize in my brain where I want some of these clusters to go. Now, I liked the initial ones that I had on there. They're great supporting clusters or supporting elements, but they weren't really eye-dropping and they really didn't bring in everything that I had imagined that they would because they just weren't enough. They were even and they didn't have enough wow factor for me. Now, I'm not saying that that's what yours needs to be. I encourage you to create what makes your heart happy. At the time when I made it, it made my heart happy. And then when I looked at it and I saw all of these really cool elements that I could add to it, I decided I wanted to go back and recreate some clusters for that, and hence our video today. Okay, so I have everything divided out, large, medium, and small. So now it's time to decide what and how those clusters are going to look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up this process as you watch me sort of put all of these things together. That way you can see me build them, and I'll put on some fun music. Well, that is the quickest I've ever made clusters. The power of video. Okay, so now I have some letters that I cut out in white cardstock. And remember in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I didn't really care for the title. I wanted to, not so much the name of the title, but the coloring of it. And so I'm adding in this white on top of just wild. I might go in off camera and do wonders later, but for now, I'm just going to accent it and kind of make wild look like it has a little bit of shadow. They're the same size letters. I'm just offsetting the white a little bit, adding some liquid adhesive to the letters, like I said, and just offsetting it so that that has a little pow to it. And these alphabet letters, I didn't even realize they were in the main catalog until I saw them in the Celebration catalog. And that's when I was like, whoa, stop. Where are these found? And I immediately ordered them. They are so easy to use and they are perfect for like a 3.5 by, I don't know, 5-inch piece of scrap piece of paper. Wonderful. So let's take one of our clusters here and I'm going to go ahead and add it on the side of my picture here. And I'm sort of deconstructing it and putting it back together in that aspect. So here's where I'll kind of drive home that method of odd numbers here. So I have those two larger pieces here, and that's going to create some of those elements. And so then I have that grass that is sort of considered medium. I have this tag here that's considered medium. So now I'm at 2 and 2, and I sort of need to level these out. So when I come in with this mushroom, there's a medium. So now I'm at 2 and 3. And this is sort of how it just sort of keeps me in balance. Listen, if you want to go ahead and add in 4 large and you originally thought it was going to be 3, there's no harm in foul. This is just a starting point to help you get where you want to be in building your clusters. I do try to, at the end of the day, even if I mess up my large, medium, small order, I do always try to make sure that I have that odd number in there. Now, let me just tell you really quick here, those small toadstools on those tiny little stems are the best bee's knees, and I'm being sarcastic here, in cutting out and fussy cutting. Oh my gosh. I just took some tweezers and just made sure that that track was good for pulling out that journaling card. So here is one cluster. Let's flip over to this other side. I really want to focus in that upper right-hand corner on the right page here. I love this little banner, and actually, you know what it does? It reminds me of like a blue jean pocket. And it is found in that birthday celebration. I can't remember the title of it right now, but I will make sure it's all talked about later in the description. That piece right here, it looks like the pocket of a jeans, does it not? Maybe it's just me. Anyways, I'm going to put this in the upper right hand corner and I'm going to make it nice and flush with just the top of my page here. And it's got a lot going on with the pattern paper behind it, but I feel as I pull in these other elements, it sort of tones it down a little bit. Maybe it doesn't, but in my mind it does, right? And I'm definitely going with the flow of it's done, my heart is happy, and that's all that really matters. Like, I don't need to make sure that someone else likes the layout. I just need to make sure that I like it and it captures the essence of my pictures the best that it possibly can. Here's where I want to come in with that supporting title. And I do have it stamped below this picture of the 3 kids right here. And it just sort of blends into the background. And so that's why I re-stamp it. There's my extra journaling right here. And then I'll build this up with those toadstools, mushrooms. And those were really fun to stamp. And they were easy to make. You just stamped them and then use the punch to punch it out. And I was really excited. It's the first time I've ever used a punch. Really odd in all the years I've been scrapbooking, like punch was never a thing. I guess maybe that's not true. I did use a circle, used to have a circle punch from somewhere at one point in time, but I'm going to build these up and I really love those little skinny things. I mean, they were the devil to try and fussy cut out. They really were. And then to put them together on top and glue them in, my fingers were full of wet adhesive. But in the end, I really loved it and just taking that time to do it. So I'm so short on time that sometimes I just really don't sit down and do these sort of things. So I just carved about 25 minutes out of my day and just sat and stamped, fussy cut, die cut, all of the things for this. So there's that second cluster right there. It really did add in a lot. Now, I'm going to come in and in my mind, I'm going to go ahead and put this here. I'm going to start peeling these up, and I quickly realize that as I start to peel these up, that this is not a good idea. One, not because it rips the paper or whatever. That's no big deal. We can just put that down. But what happens is if I were to do this, I lose that triangle effect. So one of the things that I often say in a lot of my videos is that when I'm looking for elements to put on my page, I'm looking for a visual triangle. If I were to put that right there at the top, boom, straight across. All of my elements go straight across, and there is no visual triangle, right? There's nothing pulling my eyes down to check out the other pictures that are on my page, or the other elements are on my page. So I'm going to glue these back in. I'll accent them later. I need to find a different place for that third cluster to go. It ends up being a wonderful mistake in terms of creating this layout and adding these clusters in. I really feel I did a world of justice by going back in and just taking my time with it. And sometimes we only have time to slap it together and get it done. And then giving yourself that freedom to go back and play with it is also key. When we build our third cluster over here, and I'm just going to accent what's already there. So you see me, I ditched my circle. I'm going to go ahead and add in the accent over here. And then it's okay to play too. Give yourself the freedom to just sort of tuck and pull and see where things go. That grass is so stinking cute. I really, really love the element that brings in. And I only cut 3 of them, stamped and cut 3 of them. I really wish I would have cut more. That would be really cute as a total border right down, like a hilly border. If you did 3 of them and put 2 together and then 1 tucked behind you, you'd have the little hill there. So anyways, I'm just a rambling, but those are my ideas that are spilling out as I'm doing this here. So that grass piece just goes right down in the bottom. Now I've got my 3 mushrooms, and I'm still, even though I'm already adding to an existing piece here, I'm still doing my counting. I'm still making sure that the elements on here are odd. And I make sure that I pull in a larger element here pretty soon. This all comes together relatively quickly and easily once I had everything sorted and put into my piles here. That's where I did that original stamping in the original video. And here I'm just going to cover that up within a little element. I can add a little date on top of these pieces here so that I know when and where this happened. And it's really cute. I'll add this little Granny green apple. Is that what the new color is called? Granny? It's not a new color. It's new to me. Oh, Lord, grab a cup of coffee and join me in my chaos over here, right? Okay, so these little, I thought they were mushrooms, right? These 3 little things here that I'm playing with. Goofball, am I the silliest thing ever? They're the backs to the bug that's in here so that you could have different colored ladybug shells. I thought the ladybug was just a shadow. Ah, here we go. So you live and learn. Oh well, they worked really great as like mini baby toadstools coming up. Who even is going to know the difference except all of you people that are watching, right? Okay, so as we come through here and we just sort of put some final touches on there, look how cute that is. I really, 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 really like how that turned out. I do come in and add a little bit more to, like I said, that existing one. There's that grass again, and it really did need just a little extra to it. So there's all of those fun things that adding in. Just keep building, keep playing. Like I said, that number, that there's a 3 right there, so there's your odd. And it just, I don't know, it just comes out to be a wonderful little piece when I'm done. Definitely some things that reminded me that it's great to take and put into perspective when you're doing this. In the beginning, planning out your pages ahead of time. Sometimes you don't have time, and that's okay. But planning out some of your pieces and elements ahead of time is also okay to do too. So I hope that you loved my rendition of my new clusters on this layout. I hope that I brought some extra pieces and elements to you that really gave you some inspiration for creating clusters. If you have questions or comments about how I created my clusters, or you want me to do like maybe a short where it's a shorter length video about the clusters but not sped up, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that for you too. So, all right, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this and you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.